All right, Shalom Yasharala. Before we get started, we gonna give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Back with another video, another lesson. All right, Lord willing, us and is edifying to you brothers and you sisters out there. The title of this one's gonna be called "The Chilling Reality." The chilling reality of a nuclear attack on American soil. And this is going to be a response to an article that I got from Natural News. It says, "Shadows of Armageddon, the chilling reality of a nuclear attack on America." All right. And the times are coming, where World War III is going to break out. All right, between the nations, the Americans will be pulled into it, but also the destruction. All right, the destruction and downfall of America, Babylon, which is known as Babylon the Great. Also known as Egypt and Sodom and Nineveh and Syria, all these different names. But America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. All right, and we're gonna get into this article. We're gonna bring out some scriptures, and Lord wills you edified. So get into it. It says, in an era marked by increasing geopolitical tensions and the resurgence of nuclear saber rattling, a new map reveals a stark and sobering reality. A large-scale nuclear attack on American soil could result in the annihilation of up to 75% of the country's population. Created by Halcyon maps and based on data from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, known as FEMA, this map serves as a chilling reminder of the catastrophic consequences of nuclear conflict. According to the map, cities on the East Coast, Midwest, West Coast, and South are prime targets, with the potential to kill an estimated 250 million Americans. Major urban centers such as New York, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Houston, and Washington, D.C. are expected to be hit first, as their destruction will cripple the U.S. economy, leadership, and workforce. Fallout will rapidly spread, transforming these cities into vast, irradiated wastelands. Severe fallout zones extend from Boston to New York City, Philadelphia, and Chicago, while additional hazardous areas are found along the California coast and near military installations. The map indicates that residents in these regions will need to shelter in place for more than 3 weeks to survive the immediate aftermath. This is in the case of a nuclear attack, but we know that when the time comes, America's gonna be destroyed completely. From the east coast to the west coast. It's gonna be all of America is gonna be a lake of fire. But in a nuclear attack, maybe if certain cities were hit, like New York and L.A., Philly, Houston, D.C., California, well, L.A. All right, certain areas were hit. A lot of people would die. A majority of people in these cities, that would would be dead, right? It says, beyond the densely populated cities, the map highlights over 100 military facilities, including intercontinental ballistic missiles known as ICBM, silos, naval bases, and Air Force installations are as likely targets. These silos, primarily located in Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, and North Dakota, could serve as epicenters of nuclear devastation. The strategic positioning of these facilities underscores the nation's vulnerability, as their destruction would severely undermine America's nuclear deterrent. Infrastructure targets such as power plants, transportation hubs, oil refineries, and critical communication centers are also marked for attack. The disruption of these essential services would exacerbate the chaos and and humanitarian. I hope I said that right. And humanitarian crisis following a nuclear strike. The risk of nuclear war has escalated in recent years due to the abandonment of long-standing nuclear arms control treaties and the development of nuclear weapons by major powers. Russia, with an estimated 5,580 nuclear warheads, leads the world, followed by the United States with 5,044. China, while possessing a smaller arsenal of between 500 and 600 warheads, is rapidly expanding its nuclear capabilities. You know, and it goes into that's that Joel. There's Joel 3 and 10. It says, "Beat your plowshares in the swords." I'll start at 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong." And the weak were, these weak nations at one point, but now they have, their own military capabilities. Nuclear, warheads and military, weapons that they have that they didn't have before. Right? It says John Erath, the senior policy director of the Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation, emphasizes the universal peril of nuclear conflict. While those, he says in quote, while those who live near military facilities, ICBM silos in the Midwest or submarine bases along the coasts might bear the most immediate and severe consequences of a nuclear attack, there is no question. Any nuclear war or weapons detonation would be bad for everyone. And those where mostly the silos are, where they at, they're in the Midwest, between, Montana, all those places. A lot of people live over there, So a lot of people would, basically everybody, more than half of the population of America would lose their lives. It says, any nuclear war or weapons detonation would be bad for everyone. Nowhere is truly safe from fallout, right? Nowhere is truly safe. The only where it's going to be safe is in the chariot, when that time comes. And other consequences like contamination of food and water supplies and prolonged radiation exposure. There's a show called Fallout. I tried to get into it, but, it's I couldn't really get into it like that, but you should, go watch it. In the beginning they show, of I believe it was in somewhere on the West Coast. It may have been Las Vegas or Los Angeles, where it showed, explosions going off of a nuclear attack. And they had these I guess they went underground for they had these what they call those bunkers. It says the consequences of a nuclear war would extend far beyond the borders of the United States. Dr. John Shalusher, Dr. John, an associate professor of international affairs of Texas A&M University, notes Americans are not wrong to worry about the United States getting dragged into wars where it is supporting one side against another. Despite the current stability, global tensions remain a cause for concern. Christian G. Appy, director of the Ellsberg Initiative for Peace and Democracy at the University of Massachusetts, Amherst, adds even a relatively small nuclear war would cause a nuclear winter famine that would kill at least 1 billion people. A major nuclear war would throw so much soot and debris into the stratosphere that would produce a nuclear winter, leading to the death of all or nearly all of those who survive the initial blast, firestorms, and radiation. The map serves as a stark reminder of the catastrophic potential of nuclear weapons and the urgent need for renewed arms control and non-proliferation efforts. As former President Ronald Reagan stated, as President Joe Biden recently reaffirmed, a nuclear war cannot be won and must never be fought. In the face of rising global tensions, it is imperative that leaders and citizens alike remember the devastating consequences of nuclear conflict and work tirelessly to prevent it. The shadows of Armageddon loom large, but with vigilance, diplomacy, and a commitment to peace, we can ensure that the grim scenario remains a dire warning rather than a tragic reality. But really, it is going to come to reality, you know, because America is going to be destroyed. You see, let's get I got some precepts lined up. Let's start with 2 Peter 3:10. All right, let me get other scriptures. 2 Peter 3:10. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 6. It says, whereby the world that then was. Remember, this is the power. All right, Yahweh. All right, of the Father. Right, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. This is the power that flooded the earth. All right, so he's going to flood the earth by water. What you think he's going to do to the earth in this age? Well, let's read it. It says, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, right, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So the world now is reserved for fire. How's that fire going to come? Through nuclear destruction, right? It says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. So one day with the Heavenly Father is 1,000. A day to the Lord is 1,000 years. Okay, this is the Lord is not slack concerning His promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. It's gonna catch a lot of people off guard, like a thief in the night comes. That's why it tells us to watch. It says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. It says the elements shall melt with fervent heat, man. All right, and I always get this, this analogy. Let's say you preheat an oven. You ready to cook something. You make some muffins or biscuits, or you cook a frozen pizza, right? You preheat it because you got to preheat the oven. You preheat it to a certain temperature, and then you wait a couple minutes, and it goes off to let you know it's ready. You prepare your pizza. You ready to throw it in there. You open the oven up, and all that heat hits you right in your face. So that heat hits you in your face, and you feel it. So just imagine how when those warheads come, how hot that heat is gonna be. You got videos on YouTube that shows you that if you're in that radius of that fireball, you're gonna be eviscerated, man. And even for miles and miles, it's gonna be so much damage from that nuclear wind. So hey, this the time that's coming, that's going to come. And a lot of people are gonna die. Let's get Ezekiel. A lot of people, other nations and Israelites, wicked Israelites, gonna die, man. Is it 22 or is it 20? I forget. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's 22, and I'll start at 17. It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, and the Lord's name, if you see the Lord in all caps, his name is Yahweh. All right, and his son's name, like I said earlier, is Yahweh Shai, not Jesus, not Yeshua, not Yahuwah, not Yahweh, not Yah, not Jehovah. All right, those are not the names of the Son of the Most High and his Son. All right, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai? All right, Yahweh, Bahashem, in the name Yahweh Shai. All right, it says, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead. In the midst of the furnace, they are even the dross of silver. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, because ye are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you in the midst of Jerusalem, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it. So will I gather you in my anger, And in my fury will I leave you there and melt you. Yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof. And ye shall know that I, the Lord Yahweh, have poured out my fury upon you. You see that? So the Lord's is gonna destroy a lot of Israelites. The 2/3, all right, of our people is gonna while the elect are gonna be beamed up into the chariots. Lord willing, we of that number. The 2/3 gonna be left behind and gonna be destroyed, but they'll come back in the kingdom. See that? Let's now get Revelation 50. All right. You can read Revelation 50 and 51. It really tells you, of the judgment of Babylon. There's Jeremiah 50. I'll start at 1 and read down to 9. It said the word that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken. Bel is confounded. Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. And this is what we do when we go out in the highways and hedges. We lift up, like it says in Isaiah, lift up your voice as a trumpet, all right, and show Israel the transgressions of their sins, roughly paraphrasing. It says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. Now, what is this talking about? For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her. That's talking about Russia. All right, you go read Ezekiel 38th chapter. Right, Russia and all her band. Well, it says Gog and Magog, but that's who Russia is. And with Russia going to be Iran, Turkey, and other nations that's going to come up against America. It says, in those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. That's how we're this is also an indicator of that we're the Israelites, because the Israelites will be the bulk of us. The 12 tribes will be in the Americas, in North and South America. It says, they shall go and seek the Lord their power. But only remnant is going to wake up. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people have been lost sheep, right? Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them. And their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. And that's what happened. We sin against the Lord, and our adversaries, starting with Esau, Edom, they came and devoured us. Now they rule over us. Right? It says, remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he goats before the flocks. Right? For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, America, an assembly of great nations from the north country. Right? These great nations is talking about Russia. Let's get it, actually. This is Ezekiel 38. All right. Gog and Magog, speaking of Russia. All right. I'm going to go to verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, the Hamite nations, Africans, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer, which is I believe this is Turkey or either Germany, and all his bands. The house of Togarma of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Matter of fact, we can look at a map. Let's pull up a map if we can. Ezekiel 38 map. Right? So this is This is Magog or Gog, Russia. Okay. Persia, which is Iran. You got Turkey, Togarma, Gomer. All right, in the Germany. You got Libya and Kush, which is Ethiopia today. All right, and you got the rest of the, you know, surrounding nations. This one is a little bit different. All right, but it showed you. Okay. So let's go back to Jeremiah 50 and read it again. Jeremiah 50 and 9. For lo, I will raise and cause them to come up against Babylon, the assembly of great nations, from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. What are those arrows? ICBM missiles. All right, we can jump down. Verse 25. The Lord hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord. All right, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, which is America. All right. Let's now get let's get Isaiah 13. All right. Isaiah 13. I'll start at 17. Babylon will fall to the Medes, which today the Medes are, the Russians. Okay. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall, because the Medes back then, if you go to Daniel, the 7th chapter, the Medes were, the Persian and the Medes, which today represents, I believe the Persians were Iran, and the Medes were Japhites, I believe. But to continue on, verse 18, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And that Sodom and Gomorrah was burnt by by fire. The Lord made fire to come down on the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. You see that, and the same is going to happen because America is known as spiritual Sodom. See, it says it shall never be inhabited, because back then, if there's not talking about Babylon, and because modern day Babylon is Iraq, or Iraq. You still got people inhabiting that land, and it's not devastated. So it's got to be just talking about America. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Her time is coming. All right, NLT version, it says, hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious palaces. Babylon's days are numbered. Its time of destruction will soon arrive. See? Let's now get Isaiah 34. And it says, I'll start at 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And what is that? What is Isaiah saying here? As a scroll is when those let's read again. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, which is a mushroom cloud. And all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come upon Idumea, which is Esau, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood, and is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra. What's modern day Basra today? All right, America, which Basra was a capital city in Edom, in a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. See that these are all figurative, figurative language for America, man. All right, Revelation 6:12, and it reads 12. I'm in 17, Salakia. Revelation 16:17, it says, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven, from the throne, saying, it is done. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was such a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great. Why was there a great earthquake? From those nuclear warheads, right? And the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High, right, to give unto her cup, Salakah, to give unto her the cup of the wine. Am I reading this? Yeah, no, this is 16. Salakah. Well, we can finish this out because I'm at 6, but and the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed the Most High because of the plague of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great. Now, this is Revelation 16. I'm going to read Revelation 6, but we'll get to that as well. But the stone about the weight of a talent is those nuclear missiles, right? I remember watching the elder apostle Ramla. He brought this out. I'm going to show you, right? Weight of a talent. Come on. Boom, look at that. Weight of a talent. So this is what John the Revelator is seeing. Right? That's the weight of a talent. Now let's get nuclear. Well, let's get ICBM. Type in ICBM images. See that? There's the weight of a talent that John is seeing. Okay? That weight of a talent, which is a ICBM missile. Okay, or you can type in atomic look at that. You compare them. Let me see. Look at that. In comparison, look just like it. See? So let's get at Revelation 6:12, Salakia. All right. That's Revelation chapter 6 and verse 12. And this is, I beheld, and when he opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. That's speaking of those ICBM missiles, right? And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, that nuclear mushroom cloud, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, right, and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, which is those bunkers, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to withstand? And they know that what's coming. That's why that's why they building these bunkers. The elites of this society. So a lot of them don't even live in America, but they gonna go into those bunkers, so they can, because they want to survive. That's their plan. They're part of the New World Order. You know, for them to, everybody else to die, and for them to come out of those bunkers and set up a New World Order where they rule. You see. And let's get this. Let's get this last one. Revelation 14:8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine, which is, you know, the philosophies, the different agendas they push out on these nations, of the wrath of her fornication. You see, and there's also in Revelation 18. Let me see. Revelation 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be burned, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord our power who judgeth her. You see? And this is verse 20. It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. So the apostles and prophets are back today, you know, in Babylon, in America. Well, back here in the reincarnation in America, which is Babylon the Great. You see that? So the chilling reality of a nuclear attack on America, on American soil, which is going to be a reality to come. You know, but Lord willing, you know, back to Revelation 11. This will be the last one. Right? Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, right, which is 350 years, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them, which that cloud is a chariot, which the Lord Yahweh Shai and him with the angels going to come back and beam up the elect from the destruction. They'll tell you in the next verse, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, right? And the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, which is 7,000 is a complete number of people. And the remnant, right, the elect, were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. You see, the 10th part of the city is America, which represents the 10 FEMA zones. See, so this is this is what's gonna come. All right, you got you got Jacob's trouble, and you got the mark of the beast, World War III, and then the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. We got the return of Yahweh Shai, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying. All right, you got some edification out of it. We don't give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the teacher and rule well. Peace and salutation to the full elect. Till next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.